right. We are officially at the reunion. We're getting into all of the vimmers and the nastiness from this season. We're breaking it down. Part 1, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4 reunion. Let's get it. Oh, hi, it's me, Zack Peter, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Peter podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on the Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered convos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in. What up? Welcome on in, everybody. Are we ready for reunion night?
I'm ready for reunion night. I'm mainly excited because I loved the set so much. I felt like I was in some weird fever dream of a Super Mario Brothers level where the main boss you have to fight is a bitchy housewife.
Okay. That was very specific. Appreciate the visual, Joshua. Okay, so we open things up with with Lisa Barlow's $60,000 ring.
58,000 to be exact.
58,000 to be exact. And whether or not Monica is the culprit behind what happened to the missing ring. Mm-hmm. Do you think Monica stole the ring?
I don't think Monica stole the ring. I mean, all right, this is what I said specifically today. Mm-hmm. What was Monica going to do with that ring?
Pawn it.
If she tried to go pawn it, she would have been caught. I mean, people try to do that shit all the time, and it gets back to the people who, reported their jewelry missing or whatever.
How does it get back to them?
I don't know. I'm not a cop.
Well, then you can't go and say, oh, it's going to get back to you. Like, people do that all the time.
I know that that's happened. I've heard. I don't go in digging like, okay, well, how did they get caught? I don't care. The fact of the matter is they get caught. So.
End-Up says Monica stole that ring and chopped it up with her low-life friends.
How you chop up a ring, End-Up?
I don't know, but that sounds like a thing people would do if they steal rings. She'd have to go so far out of her way to pawn that ring.
Why
though?
Way far out of her way. Britt, can you explain?
Like, can't you just go to a regular pawn shop and be like, here's...
No, I'm pretty sure that they have some type of thing with pawn shops, and maybe I'm just making this shit up. Very well could be. But I'm pretty sure
you are making this shit up because you have no authority over any of this.
I'm pretty sure that they have a system. So if somebody goes to pawn something and then, they have this list of stolen jewelry and everything like that.
Like there's a newsletter that they get every week?
Yeah. It's something like that.
Okay. That sounds like it checks out real well. Thank you for that explanation.
You're welcome.
FYI, they were fake diamonds. No, they weren't fake. They were $58,000 diamonds, which she has now revealed that it was a sentimental gift from John Barlow in regards to their children.
Yeah, which I felt really bad about, but then I mentioned that to my friend today, and she was she said, I cannot believe that you believe that. Because she said that if that's what it was in the moment, then Lisa would have said something. She thinks that it was a ploy developed by Lisa's PR team or whatever. I believe that it was probably a sentimental thing.
Yeah, I mean, even if you have money like that, you're not just buying $60,000 rings without there being some sort of reason behind it. A birthday, an anniversary, there's usually something special behind it.
Yes. Rummy, it's going to come up in some kind of system.
What is the system? Where is the system?
Call a pawn shop right now.
Okay, let me call Ghostbusters.
Yeah. No, call a pawn shop.
I don't know any pawn shops. I'm not pawning shit. I'm not stealing shit and pawning it. Mm-hmm. Brian says that it was worth $2,000 from Jared.
Every kiss begins with K.
So you believe that I believe there was sentimental value.
Yeah, I believe there was sentimental value too. My friend does not, but I do believe.
Well, because she also said that she has a new ring and it's the replacement ring,
It's
but
not
it
the
doesn't.
same.
Yeah, it's not
No.
the same. We should ask Erica about the replacement earrings that Tom got for her after the first set was stolen, and if they were the same. She fought for them in court and she won.
We're not talking about that show right now.
Wow. See, your job is to pick up what I'm putting down, not leave me hanging. Wow. That would have been so much better if it was an actual mic and you actually had a good point. But you never do. All right.
I feel like it took you a little while to get there with that one.
Anyway, so Monica did not steal the. That's the poll of the night. Do you think Monica stole the ring?
I
Dub
don't.
is very convinced that she stole the ring and chopped it. How do you even chop a ring?
I mean, I think
What do you
she's
do with
saying
the
is, like,
chopped up
you
ring?
pull the stones out of it.
Oh, and you
But-
sell the stones?
Yeah.
And the system doesn't have the stones in it?
I don't know. I told you, call a pawn shop. Ask them.
I don't know any pawn shops.
You can literally Google right now.
It was lost, so no one would be reporting it. These are great theories, guys. Nobody's had a good. I mean, Endup's had a fair theory. That ring would have been insured. That's why she got it. Yeah. But it doesn't mean the same. Pawn shops have info sent from police reports with pictures. They can get into trouble for accepting stolen property and lose the money they gave. It needs to be returned.
Thank you. I knew I wasn't wrong about that. I just didn't know exactly how to verbalize what their system was.
Oh, you can take the stones out and recreate different jewelry.
That's what they did in the all-female Ocean's 13 or 8 or whatever movie.
You'd have to ID to pawn stuff, and it goes into a database which compares to police records. Oh, see, it's the pawn shops that have the newsletter, and they are like, I just sold this for $58,000, and then the police are like, oh, we're looking for this stolen ring. Oh, this pawn shop sold it for $58,000. It's
Okay.
Lisa Barlow's.
Okay, so I was not wrong.
You were backwards.
Listen, we got there eventually, right?
Well, that's a great motto to have in life, John. We
That's
got
how I
there
get through
eventually.
Well, we got there eventually.
Okay, then we find out that Monica was Jen's friend / assistant, and the women, Heather Gay specifically, seems to think that there is some sort of ulterior motive to being friends with Jen Shah.
Wait, say that again?
Monica befriended and became Jen Shah's free assistant. And Heather's like, you wanted to be her assistant because you wanted to get on the show. You had an ulterior motive.
Right. I believe that. Why else would you go and work for Jen Shah for free?
She says when she met Jen, she didn't know she was on the show. Which is also weird because Reality Von Tease didn't start until the end of season 1 airing.
Mm-hmm.
So that had to have been relatively close from when she would have met Jen to when she would have started
right
the Instagram account.
There's no way that she would not have known.
I agree.
That Jen was on a fucking show.
And it's almost like she went in with the intention of wanting to like gain something from Jen and then realized how shady Jen was and then decided she was going to go off and
she found her angle.
Embarrassed. Yeah. And she'd help. And then she'd lock Jen up by talking to the feds.
There you go.
Some people are torn about that, though, and whether or not she should have talked to the feds. Like, was that the right thing to do? Because the other woman didn't talk to the feds, but she's like, I was a good person and I helped get Jen Shah locked up by talking to the feds.
Yeah, but I think she probably knew more. Jen didn't tell the women everything. I'm sure she told, like, was more loose-lipped with the people that worked for her. Because remember, she said, do you want to make $600,000 a year, whatever? She said that to Monica.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monica's friend said that was in the, it wasn't the Secret Service, but something like that. They were like, get away from her. She's about to go to prison.
And then she dug up her dirt and then went and talked to the feds and turned her in. Okay. You do it closer to the mic so they can hear it.
They knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I agree. Do you think that she is going to be the next Kim Kardashian? Because that's what she is. She's like, Kim Kardashian was an assistant, and Heather Gay has the voice note where she
Right.
talks about how Kim Kardashian was an assistant.
No, I do not think she's going to be the next Kim Kardashian.
I mean, she has potential. Kim Kardashian started with the sex tape.
I don't think that Monica's going to be the next Kim Kardashian. I think she's going to make something out of herself, though. I don't know that it's like Kim Kardashian level, but she's going to make something out of herself.
Maxim wants to talk about how great Monica looked at the reunion.
I think she looked incredible.
She did look incredible. Listen, she got that. She took that $60,000 and she had a whole mommy makeover.
Yeah, she sure did. I don't believe that
You
stole the
walked
ring.
right into that one.
I wasn't paying attention to when you were referencing
When
the
do you
ring.
ever pay attention to what I'm saying?
Rarely.
Exactly. Josh said, "You're the next Kim Kardashian."
No, because that would mean that I would have to do a sex tape, and I'm not doing that. Again. Okay.
Kim actually has brains, unlike Josh. That's what Coconut said, not me.
She didn't say not unlike Josh. You
Yeah, but
added in that stupid little tidbit.
Jewelry that expensive is insured. Yes, we've established that, sexy Scorpio. Thank you. Well, then Monica talks about how she ended up on the show. And it wasn't through Jen Shah. She says that she ended up on the show the same way everybody else ended up on the show, and she went through casting. And she says that she sent an email saying that the show sucked and the ratings were trash and that the show is going to get canceled.
But then production came with the receipts, and it seemed more like a please let me be on this show than your show sucks. I don't know. I feel like Monica gets very like middle school a lot of times when she's talking, you know, like trying to like boast herself and everything like that. But then they come back with the receipts and it's like, yeah, no, you're really not that big and bad like you were playing.
Maybe she really like believes these things. Like she remembers it happening that way.
Maybe.
Like she thinks like in my head, I told them off and I'm like, they need to put me on the show. Otherwise it's going to get canceled. She's very immature, but then you meet her mom and her mom, you know.
Oh, and you know, that woman was praying that she was going to get asked to come to the reunion.
Mm-hmm. She had her dress picked out and everything.
Everything. Oh, did you? Oh, no, that's a clip from next.
She had it on layaway. Yes, there was a clip that came out that's a preview for next week, which I guess we'll discuss next week. But it was about Monica and her mom, and that's something that they get into in part 2 of the reunion is her relationship with her mom. And her mom calling her a motherfucker. And she's like, did you just call me a fucker? She said, I called you a motherfucker.
Yeah. She is a bad mother. Like, I consider that woman a bad mother.
So then do you blame Monica's behavior on her mother?
I think that when you're raised by someone like that, it's not entirely your fault the way that you turn out. I mean,
yes, but it is your fault how you decide to move forward.
I mean, I agree with that, but that's a lot of learned behavior and that takes a lot of unlearning.
And that's why when you're an adult and you start to become aware of some of your bad behavior, then you start to work on that.
Maybe she is working on it. I don't know. She wasn't this season.
Yeah, like Ramona. She's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And like fine wine, she just gets better with time.
Oh, God. I give her a little bit of grace.
She looks better. You know, she's looking good.
Monica?
Yeah, she got that Ozempic on.
Oh, God.
Her hair looked good. Her skin looked good. She was doing the damn thing. I don't know where she got. She used her kids' money, as Angie K said.
Ooh. That was a can of worms that I don't think Angie K should have opened. I don't ever come for kids. That's like a standard rule. I don't even like talking about kids.
I know you're such a baby with that stuff.
Because they didn't sign up for this shit. They like I feel like kids are completely off limits.
What did you think of when Erica brought up Sammy and OnlyFans with Denise?
2 things I don't talk about. Beverly Hills and kids. So,
moving on. It's an opinion about something that everybody was talking about, and a grown adult that's on OnlyFans. No,
nope. Moving on.
Were you disappointed in Erica?
I'm disappointed in you for talking about stuff that you know I don't talk about.
Fine. So she gets blasted by production with the email, which shows that she sent something completely different, which she's since come out and said that she actually also told production about like her situation with her husband and the domestic violence that she endured. And I guess she thought that would be a compelling thing to help her get cast on the show, which is also kind of weird that you're going to exploit that to get on the show.
Wait. That I only heard that she talked about the domestic violence thing like today or something, like talking about it on social media. When did she? I didn't see her.
She said
referencing
that
in
she
the-
disclosed that to production.
When did she say that? Oh, in her.
When she did you not read her thing?
No, it was hearsay for me. Sorry.
Oh. Here, let's read her statement.
Rummy, I'm fine. I am totally fine.
Okay, Monica said, I've received several questions about my divorce. Yes, the affair happened over a decade ago. No, that is not the reason for our divorce. I understand you all have questions and are trying to figure out the reason for the divorce now. I've debated answering this publicly or not. However, when I did apply to be on the show, I had planned on bringing awareness to this subject and speaking about it openly. Another subject which was discussed several times along with others that wasn't shown in the email that was shown on last night's episode. The reason for our divorce was because of domestic violence. And then she goes on to get into all of that stuff. So she says that she revealed this to production in the email that was shown on the show.
Okay, but why didn't she talk about the domestic violence and everything? Because like this changes my entire thought process that I had earlier when I thought that she had just come out with the fact that she was a victim of domestic abuse. And my thought was like, because my initial reaction was, why didn't you talk about it on the show? And then I was like, okay, well, I think she was still married while they were filming, and maybe she wasn't allowed to talk about it because of, the whole legal process or whatever. Does that make sense?
But it's weird because she says, however, when I did apply to be on the show, I had planned on bringing awareness to this subject and speaking about it openly. Another subject which was discussed several times along with others that wasn't shown in the email that was shown on last night's episode. So it doesn't look like she talked about it on the show. And
Right.
she didn't. And she was debating because she didn't know if she wanted to talk about this. But now she says she wants to do it to bring awareness to it.
I don't know. This all seems real messy.
And it just seems strange that she told production that. Like, why would you tell, like, in your pitch for casting, why is that part of your pitch?
Yeah.
Maybe she was like, I'm a survivor, Destiny's Child.
What?
Maybe that's part of her pitch. Is like, I'm a survivor. You need a survivor on the show to talk about this issue because I can bring awareness to it. Like, maybe that was part of her pitch.
I don't know. That sounds like kind of like a roundabout. No actual explanation of anything.
I'm trying to make it make sense because
That's
now
the thing, you can't make
what
it
it
make
doesn't do
sense.
is it doesn't make sense. But she does talk about fucking her brother-in-law, and she said that God forgave her for that.
That's another thing. Like, when did she go to church and like get like reinstated into the Mormon church?
10 years ago.
She did that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Then how is she? And I'm not like, shaming anybody about how they dress, but according to the Mormon religion, how is she dressing the way she dresses? How is she drinking alcohol and everything like that? Like, I thought they weren't supposed to do that.
She's a bad Mormon.
Okay.
Like Heather and Lisa Barlow. They're both still Mormons.
Heather's not a Mormon.
She hasn't signed her contract out.
Heather hasn't? Are you sure?
Whitney did.
The
Remember?
only one?
Yeah, remember that was the whole debate.
I thought that Heather had signed out.
That was why. That's why Whitney was so. That's what their falling out was about. Was she's like, how is it that like she's like, I actually signed the contract to leave. Like, you're technically still part of the Mormon church. Like, this doesn't make sense. You're writing a book called Bad Mormon when you haven't left the Mormon church.
You know what? I think I do remember that because didn't Heather say something like, it doesn't mean anything to me anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yep.
It's okay. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
So yes, technically, according to the church, Heather is still a Mormon. She's just a bad one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have really small hands. I just realized that.
I do. Little possum hands.
Yeah, they're little possum hands. It's just funny when you see them on camera. because they look a lot smaller on camera. Look with little stubby fingers.
I hate you.
So now we know God forgave Monica for fucking her brother-in-law, and she feels very badly about it, but she's now been forgiven.
Praise God.
Yep. That's what we were taught growing up in Catholic school. It's like, it's okay if you like to suck dick. You just tell the priest, I'm sorry, and then you suck his dick in the back. And then you're all forgiven. That's how I did it.
Zach,
No.
don't say that.
Why not? You can't judge my truth.
That's not your truth.
You don't know that.
You're full of shit.
I did have a religion teacher in high school that was that ended up being a gay porn star.
A religion teacher in high school?
Yep.
Was he hot?
Nope.
Oh.
I can show you his stuff. He had because we went to an all boys Catholic school, and it literally, when you go to an all boys Catholic school, like, boys watch porn, and eventually they found his porn, and then it was circulating all throughout the school. And he was doing the type of porn where he wasn't fucking other dudes, he was fucking machines.
What?
Yeah, like, they have the machines where they have him tied up, and then they have this like machine thing, and it was like wild. And so that was like breaking news, and everybody was talking about it, and then he had to quit. He left voluntarily, and he went to Europe. I looked him up recently, and I was like, whatever happened to him? And he lives in Europe now. His name was Mr. Fernandez. But his porn name was Fernandy.
Fernandy?
Fernandy. Randy Fernandy.
Okay.
Fun facts. That said, then we get into all of Whitney's fights with the other women. Her fights with Meredith, her fights with Lisa, her fights with Heather, which kind of makes me think that, like, maybe Whitney's the problem.
I don't think Whitney's a problem.
She likes to stir the pot, and she likes to cause drama. And I think the fights that she picks sometimes are a little dumb.
Maybe, but
like,
I mean,
her being upset about the Bad Mormon book, that was a stupid argument.
Yeah. Right, I agree. But I don't know. I can't help but love Whitney.
I like Whitney too, but I do think she causes these stupid arguments to cause these stupid fights
she
really don't go anywhere.
But I mean, you know what? She's making a TV show.
I mean, I guess. But you have to pick and choose your battles. Yeah, she's very much, I agree, Endup. She very much reminds me of Ashley Darby. But, like, you have to know when to lean in and when to lean out and when to pass the ball to somebody else. And Whitney's just always stirring up drama and causing fights with people that are not necessary.
Okay, there we go. Anything more to say on that subject?
Not really. Mallory wants Randy Fernandy on the podcast. I have tried to reach out to him.
Oh my god!
But he's like totally off the grid.
Your OnlyFans?
No, he's not on. Well, not that I know of. I don't think he's on OnlyFans. I think he talked to God, and God forgave him too. I mean, is it gay though if you're not fucking dudes but you're fucking machines? Because, like, technically that's not a sin, right? You're not really having sex, are you?
God, I'm praying that you forgive me for coming on this podcast.
Like, I mean, that's a valid question.
You have the nasty smell. You're so nasty.
That's a valid question, though, right? That's like when they say, like, I'm a virgin because I took it in the butt and not the cooch.
I don't know. Semantics.
Do you have a preference?
Okay, let's move on from Randy Fernandy.
Then we find out that Sean is not gay. Angie K's husband is not gay, and that she's never heard these rumors before, ever in her life, except for at the beginning of their marriage, because he was a hairdresser and he looked pretty and he had a great body. So he's not gay. But Monica finally forgives Meredith and Lisa for judging them and blaming them for how the rumor got out when it was actually Monica.
Right.
So we finally have vindication for Meredith, because at the beginning of the season, we were going hard to bat for Meredith.
Well, listen, I mean, Meredith's a smart woman. And she was like, I never said it had anything to do with their marriage.
Okay, but that was also semantics. Like, come on.
Yeah,
the rumors with the husband.
You can never say. She said, I never said it was about their marriage. It could have been anything. She's smart. No words actually accusing him of being gay or anything like that ever came out of her mouth. Could have been about the Greek mafia. Could have been about pretty much anything.
See, no, you are running with that because you like to pull shit like that too.
What?
Where you're like, that's not what I said. Technically, what I said was this. If you came to that conclusion, that's your fault for coming to that conclusion.
It is.
But if you lead somebody down a path
Listen,
and you see, hold on, let me finish my argument. Because I'm still bitter about it. When you lead somebody down a path and you see them going down that path and you don't course correct that when you have an opportunity to course correct that, and you just lead them to believe that you meant one thing when you really meant something entirely different, that is still wrong.
I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what path you're going down.
Joshua.
What?
This happened. You do this all the time. You're very particular about your words, and then you say things and you lead people to believe other things, or you at least don't correct it.
I'm not responsible for what other people are
Yes,
being led
but
to
if
believe.
they openly say, oh, okay, well, then I believe this, and you don't correct that, you just let them believe that, even though that's technically not what you said.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about right now. I don't.
Well, this actually happened many times, but
Name them.
Okay, the night on my rooftop when it.
Oh God, I don't remember that.
Okay, there was a very specific piece of that where I was like, "Oh, Joshua, you led me to believe a piece of information that wasn't actually accurate, and you concealed a really other big piece of information that." Okay, we can. He's done this a million times. He's Meredith Marks, is my point. He has done this where he's.
Don't know. Maybe that's why I like her so much.
Okay, but can the live chat please weigh in here? Meredith Marks, was she wrong to allude to these things without openly saying them?
We don't know what she was alluding to. Everybody else pieced it together afterwards when Monica was like, oh, the rumors are that your husband's gay. No. Meredith never said anything. She just said, you want me to go there with her husband?
No. What are we saying no to? What are we saying no to? See,
I don't know.
Rummy says shady as fuck. I agree. Everyone's saying no. No what? Please, she was arguing semantics. So Meredith wasn't alluding to him being gay? Or Meredith wasn't right? Meredith absolutely knew she was starting shit. Yes, she did know she was starting shit.
Of course, you say something like, you want me to go there with her husband? You know that you're starting shit, but we don't know exactly what she's starting shit about.
But when you imply it, you leave it open
she
to
didn't
interpretation.
Imply it. If she would have went, you want me to go there with her husband? Yeah, I would have been like, okay, yeah, she was referencing him being gay.
Oh, Meredith is a lawyer. She's not a practicing lawyer. She never practiced law.
But she is like, she could if she wanted to. I'm pretty sure.
Meredith was not alluding to her husband being gay. So, no. Okay, that I will say. She wasn't alluding to the husband being gay, but she was alluding to there being rumors about the husband, therefore linking it back to there potentially being rumors about their marriage.
We go down into the season and there are rumors about Angie being in the mafia. I mean, she could have been talking about anything.
Well, what other rumors about the husband could she be talking about?
I don't know. She never said. So there you go.
Thank you, Oriole. Planting seeds. When you plant the plants flourish. And sometimes, even if you don't know,
you plant a seed, you don't know exactly how that flower is going to look when it blooms.
But you know it's going to bloom. That's the whole point of planting a seed, is that you know something's going to come out. You jerk it long enough, it's going to come. You can't argue the semantics of marriage versus the individual. She knew exactly what she was doing. Thank you, Texas Phoenix. You mentioned husband, people jump to cheating, skyrocket, in fact. Exactly. Maybe Sean's in the Greek mafia. Here we go.
Excuse me.
Well, so you don't think that but Meredith was threatening Angie. Like her saying, I could talk about these things. Like that is a bit of a threat. It's a bit more of like a veiled threat.
I think
but
it's
a
threatening. Is it a
Yes.
direct threat? No, it's threatening. But
Still a bit of a threat.
well,
All right. Any other takeaways from this first part of the reunion? Oh, Maxim says that Sean is in the gay mafia. Do you think Sean's gay?
me?
Yeah.
No, I mean I've known men like Sean who they may seem like they're gay, but they're not. What? Some men can be effeminate.
I didn't
And
say
he's not
anything.
like overly effeminate. He's a little like got a little sugar in his tank, but
Okay. Cindy thinks he's bi. I mean, I think he's gotten his dick sucked at the roundup.
oh god.
Maybe in his younger days. I don't think there's infidelity. I mean, come on. What straight man cries about being called gay on national television?
He's crying for his daughter. For his daughter.
You said you don't talk about kids.
That was not talking about them.
Interesting that Meredith, Heather, and Whitney did not have the same reaction to Chris creating a troll account when he's bashing Lisa compared to them reacting to Monica. See, Steven brought up this point, but I think it's very different. It's very different what Chris did compared to what Monica did. Like, you can't really compare the two of them. Like, he created a troll account, whereas Monica was part of a much bigger account, which I realized was DMing me back in like 2021, 2022. A much bigger account. And Monica infiltrated their friend group, joined the show, was pretending to be their friend, all while knowing this information and never telling them about this information.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that's super fishy. What does sugar in the tank mean?
I know that it traditionally means like you're gay, but I mean, I think it could just mean a little,
A little cum in your ass. I have a notebook. I have my list of notes. It's get your shit together. And at the top of it in the corner, it says shit show level. And it has 3 options that you can circle. Level 1, level 2, or level 3. And Joshua just circled shit show level 3. Which sometimes can happen when somebody tries to come in your ass.
Oh my god.
Angie K and her husband were doing
H.
Angie H and her husband were doing it for pure entertainment. Yes, that's true. Monica and her little entourage were trying to take people down. And again, she was friends with these people. Like, how would you feel if you were being trolled online and the next thing you know, somebody that you believed, how would you feel if I then later on told you, oh yeah, I happen to be a part of that page that was talking nasty things about you?
Again, I'm not entirely sure you're not. So I would feel very betrayed though.
See, you would feel betrayed. But if I didn't start the account myself, then that doesn't mean I'm necessarily the owner of the account. So therefore, I shouldn't have full responsibility of the account.
Yeah, but you were involved knowing full well everything that was going on. You were completely involved.
I know. I was just trying to play your
Complicit.
little word salad game of being like, well, you asked if I ran the account, and I've never ran the account. I would
Nice
just
try.
suggest things
Nope.
to the account, but I've
Nice
never
try.
actually ran the account. So when you ask me if I ran the account, I've never actually ran the account because I actually don't even have the password to the account. So I couldn't run it even if I wanted to run it. I would just pass off all the buck onto Steven, who runs the account.
You were complicit.
But that's not what you asked me. You didn't ask me if I was complicit. You asked me if I ran the account. And
But
technically,
I find out
I
that
have
you
never.
are complicit.
But you never asked me if I was complicit. So how would I if you've never
It's
asked me if I was
apples and oranges, Zach.
Thank you. That's my point.
No, what you're trying to compare with me right now is apples and oranges. So shut the fuck up.
Not apples and oranges. It's very much. Oh. Wow, they had a long day.
Well, he pissed in your house, so.
Thank you for reminding me. If 6 people had a login, you can't control what they post. Valid point. Honestly, how much energy does it take to run an entire alternate personality account to talk shit about people? I'm exhausted just living one life.
No shit.
Yeah, you would have to take a lot of time out of your day.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just seems very time consuming. Like, don't you have a job? Don't you have kids? Don't you have a mom you have to fight with? So, found out a little bit about Savannah Gonzalez, one of the reality Von Tease admins. Apparently, she's close friends with Koa. And how do you say that? Murillo? Murillo confirmed on an interview that he runs Jen Shah's social media. Okay. What's the team? Do you think there's 6 people with access to the account, or is it just Monica, Koa, Tanisha? No, I'm sure other people have had access to the account in the past. But I'm sure the 3 main forces behind it are Monica, Koa, and Tanisha. But other people, I'm sure at some point had access. Monica is the real life Dan Humphrey from Gossip Girl. Do you think she compares herself to Gossip Girl? But I don't
sure
feel
does.
But it's not really. Is it Gossip Girl? I've never seen Gossip Girl. I know that it's like somebody like has an account where they're like blasting and exposing all of their friends.
I think one of the dogs farted.
I think you farted.
Or it was you.
It was not. I don't fart.
That's a lie.
You've never seen me fart or heard me fart or smelled me fart. We knew that because she was running around with Koa at BravoCon. Yeah.
Jen was?
Yeah. I believe the other people involved targeted the other women, and Monica was probably just after Jen. I believe that. I don't believe Monica targeted Whitney or Heather or Meredith. I'm sure the other people involved are the ones that were dragging them into it. I think Monica's correct in saying that her main objective was to go after Jen. However, she did know this information, and she should have revealed this information up front to the people that, she was now befriending. All right. Those are my thoughts.
I have no other thoughts. I mean, this was basically just a recap of our recaps. I don't think that there were necessarily any bombshells that came out of this part 1.
No, there wasn't a bombshell that came out of part 1. None of this was a bombshell. I mean, except Monica's email. That was interesting.
Interesting, but
like calling her out on her bluff. But aside from that, and Monica did not steal the ring. That's hardly a bombshell.
Yeah, I don't think she stole that ring.
I don't think she stole the ring either.
Database. That's what I was trying to come up with. Database.
She thinks that Heather and Lisa were the ones that started that, though.
Who does? Monica?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree. The voice note was absolutely nothing. They won't come yet. Maybe next episode. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll get better next week. Oh, do you take trampoline with eyes?
I don't understand that. What does that even mean? Why is she calling her a trampoline with eyes? What is that? What is the actual
meaning? Her face is pulled so tight that it's like a trampoline.
Oh, okay.
And that's when she said that's actually a compliment because it's better than saying your face is full of wrinkles.
Okay. Still, like.
End up said whoever smelt it dealt it.
We're in middle school.
Well, when we're around Monica, we are.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining our recap this week. We'll recap part 2 next week. Until then, you can listen to the podcast Monday through Thursday. Bonus episodes on Friday. Josh has a live stream that he's going to be, or he posts on his YouTube channel every Sunday.
Yes, I've been doing live streams every Sunday, but I'm going to do something a little different this week. But I will be posting on Sunday. So stay tuned. Josh from Louisiana. What is it? YouTube.com/@Josh from Louisiana. I don't understand why they do it like that. Just do /Josh from Louisiana. Anyways, /@Josh from Louisiana. Also, Josh from Louisiana on Instagram.
Go follow, like, subscribe, all the things. Go support him. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. I'll see you tomorrow on the pod because that's what I do every day. That's my life. Oh, and you can get my merch, Ruthless Not Toothless.
And you can
Yeah.
get my merch at Walmart
Why do you shop at Walmart so much?
because it's close to my parents' house and they have great t-shirts. Can you see?
Yes, I can see it. Another
Happy Mardi Gras, y'all.
shirt from Louisiana. Groundbreaking.
Okay. Good night.
Bye, guys. Ciao for now.